in my opinion, Portland just changed the game for women's sports as a whole. This is something that will be huge for women's sports as a whole and will have reverberations as time goes on. The city just broke ground on something that we have never seen before. It is a first of its kind training facility that's built exclusively for professional women athletes, and it's going to be shared. And the reason why it makes it a first of its kind is because it's going to be shared by not one but two powerhouse teams. You got the Portland Thorns of the NWSL and the still to be named TBD, Portland WNBA expansion team. And if this works the way it is designed to, we may be looking at a new model for how the WNBA and the NWSL can work together to raise the bar across the board. So, first, let's break down about what's being built. What is being built? It is going to be a $150 million project that will sit on 12 acres in Hillsborough, just west of Portland. This is going to transform a former Nike building into a state-of-the-art performance center, and it is being designed for women from the ground up. So, what we talking about? We talking about 63,000 square feet. We're talking about 2 basketball courts in a 17 square foot practice gym. We're talking 2 full-size soccer fields with an outdoor training zone. All right, that's not it. We keeping it going. We keeping it going with the investment in women's sports. We're talking a 5,000 square feet strength and training center, strength and conditioning center, outdoor turf, yoga and Pilates room, if people into that. An integrated training program that combines strength, sports, science, and medicine. A spa-like locker room that's designed specifically for WNBA and NWSL athletes. And that's not it. We keeping it going. A on-site dining facility with a full-time chef and performance-focused nutrition. Family rooms, team meeting spaces, social content studios, of course, private parking, secure entrances for players and staff. Dog. Isn't this awesome? And the thing I love about this is that this isn't a retrofit. This is not a borrowed gym. This is a permanent home. This is a permanent home. A place where WNBA and NWSL athletes are prioritized, respected, and able to perform at their highest of levels in a facility that is specifically for them. Lisa Bethal-Marage, Lisa, one of the co-owners of both the Portland Thorns and the WNBA and the Portland WNBA team, she said, "We asked, what do players want to be around? How do we build a place people actually want to come and play and win in Portland?" And that's what they're doing. They're responding to that question by creating what they have created. All right. And this partnership between the Portland Thorns and this newly named to be determined later WNBA Portland team is groundbreaking, guys. We've seen teams share facilities when it comes to the MLS and NWSL before. We've seen WNBA and NBA teams share facilities, share arenas before, but we have never seen a training facility that brings together 2 pro women's teams under one roof. At least I haven't seen it. I have not seen this thing happen before, and I love it. The Portland Thorns and the Portland WNBA franchise is both owned by RAJ Sports, and because of the shared ownership, they're going to train together, they're going to eat together, and they're going to grow together in the same space. This is not just about logistics. It's about building a culture for Portland, not a culture specifically for the Portland Thorns, not a culture specifically for the Portland WNBA team, but a shared culture for women professional athletes in Portland. I love it. I love it. It's about centering women's sports And because of the shared resources, being able to fully go all in as much as you can. Because with shared resources, it makes it a lot easier to do some stuff. You don't have to build two separate, smaller facilities. You can combine, make one big thing that both teams can benefit from, which I think is great. Jessica Bierman, the commissioner of the NWSL, said, you've got female athletes on both sides. There are so many efficiencies, economies of scale, and shared resources. It just makes sense. And it does just make sense. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I don't think this is going to be the only time that we see a WNBA team and an NWSL team partner together. To me, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense to have this together, because this is more than just cost sharing, which it is. That it absolutely is cost sharing, but it's also community building as well. Share the resources. I think it's great. Now, in terms of the timeline, the first phase of the facility is expected to be completed by early 2026, just in time for the Portland Thorns season in 2026, as well as the debut of the Portland WNBA team. Again, I keep saying Portland WNBA team because they're coming in 2026. They do not have a name just yet, but a name should be coming soon. And this is Portland WNBA team, I should say, will be playing at the Moda Center in 2026. So, about that team name. Well, supposedly they are very close on the team name, but they're working through some legal stuff, I guess, and trademark stuff to get the name all situated. So I'm excited, and I'm very, very interested to see whatever this Portland WNBA team is going to be named. So that's gonna be kind of cool. So they got spreadsheets of potential names. They got a whole bunch of stuff, they're trying to work through in terms of that name. So we can hopefully expect to hear something in the next 2 to 3 months about this new Portland name. I would not be surprised if the WNBA timed it around the WNBA All-Star Game. I would not be surprised. So if around All-Star Game we end up seeing a press release with a nice video and all that stuff around this Portland team, them unveiling their name, I would not be surprised if that is the case. I think that's probably going to be the case, but no word for sure. But I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, so why does this facility matter? Okay, let's zoom out. Let's zoom way, way, way out. And let's talk about it. There's a lot of WNBA teams that do not have their own dedicated training facility. They may have a space, but it's not dedicated to them. I believe there's 6 teams in the WNBA that do not have their own dedicated training facility that's built for them. You have some WNBA teams or some NWSL teams that share space with youth fields. They use youth teams. They use rented fields for some NWSL teams. And so the fact that we're seeing 2 women's teams in 2 different sports collaborate on a professional grade home, I think it's historic. And yes, it helps that they have the same owner. It really does help. And so Karina LeBlanc, who was a former Canadian goalie, I was a fan of Karina LeBlanc. I was a fan of hers when she was playing for the Canadian national team. Of course, I always rode with America, but but I always thought it was fun. Karina LeBlanc versus Hope Solo, dog. I always went with Hope Solo, but Karina LeBlanc was fantastic. Remember guys, I was, not only have I been a huge basketball fan for forever, I've been a huge soccer fan for forever too. So that's my vibe. But anyway, she works with RAJ Sports, and she said, I've played in World Cups and Olympics, but I've never walked into a building that was built for the younger version of me. And now she will get that opportunity, right? This will be a place that says, hey, here's where you belong. And it tells women athletes that, hey, we're going to set the standard with you. We're going to make this more of the future, right? So we have reached the end of this segment. Final thoughts. In my opinion, Portland is officially setting the bar. This is not just a building. They're making a statement. And if this works, which I do think it will. I do think this is going to work. But if it does work, this could be a blueprint for other cities for more WNBA and NWSL partnerships, for shared investment, for shared space, for shared vision. Now, it does help that these two teams have a shared owner. In the future, I could very much see WNBA team owners possibly buying the NWSL team in their city, or vice versa. I expect to see more shared ownership when it comes to the WNBA and NWSL teams in the same city, and down the line, seeing more of these shared partnerships. Because women's sports can build their own model and decide what they want it to look like. And I love the fact that we are seeing the Portland Thorns and the Portland WNBA team, which to be named soon, do that. I love it. I think it's really cool. I hope eventually to go to Portland once this facility is built. I would love to go there and tour the facility and like do a whole story about it, because I think this is great. Like this is what we want, and this is something that maybe you haven't heard about. Has anybody heard about this groundbreaking? Has anyone heard about this thing happening? You know, I'm curious to no. I'm curious to see if you all have heard anything about this, because I follow a lot of like WNBA specific like stuff, and I hadn't heard about it. I actually heard about it on the NWSL side, where they were talking about it with the Portland Thorns, and I was like, oh, this is awesome, this is great. But like, I haven't really seen any coverage on the WNBA side, probably because the Portland WNBA team doesn't have a name yet, and so maybe people are like, oh, it's probably kind of weird to talk about it because, you know, whatever. But anyway, I wanted to talk about it because I think it matters. And so yes, I will talk about sometimes stuff that you all have never heard about. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have probably never even heard that this was a thing, but it is a thing, and they just had their groundbreaking, and I think it's pretty cool. And again, the purpose is to grow the game of women's basketball, grow the knowledge of women's basketball, grow the support of women's basketball, and also, like, you know, women's sports in general would be great too, because I do ride with NWSL. I have had season tickets for years with the Chicago Red Stars, now Chicago Stars, which I hate the name change. I hate the name change from the Red Stars to the Stars. I think, or it's like Stars FC or something like that. I can't stand it. I love the Red Stars for the name it had. Now they changed the name. Whatever. I still support. but yeah, like dog. Like, I'm not like, hey, and also I'm a big softball fan too. Hey, I love me some softball. Give me Oklahoma softball. Oklahoma State. You know, dog. I could rock out with some softball. Okay, as well. Anyway. I'm just rambling. All right, I think we're done. Anything else? The chat has anything else that the chat has to say? Anything else that the chat has to say about Portland? Tiffy says Portland will have their practice facility before Chicago. Oh man. Element says, nope, national media only wants to cover negative things. Good things make people feel good. Fear and anger drive more views. They don't want us to be happy. True, but also human nature says that we don't want to be happy either. We, as in the whole of people. The reason why they focus on negative content is because people like it. I'm just saying, like, you can make 10 amazing human interest pieces that are like very positive and very awesome, or you can make 10 very negative, I can't believe this person did this, or like whatever, you know. And you know, that'll go way faster, because unfortunately us as humans enjoy very, very negative things. We act like we don't, but we do. Our viewing habits say that. As a whole, not so individually you may be different, but as a whole, it is what it is. It is what it is, unfortunately. Okay. And so I try my best to, yeah, sometimes there'll be something negative, but like, dog, we need balance. We need balance. Everything can't always be negative. Everything can always be terrible, because it's not. It's not. Because at the end of the day, guys, a lot of these things that we talk about is first world problems, first world issues that really, in the grand scheme of things, don't really matter. I'm just saying. Anyway, in other news, Carmella says Asia shoes A1s come out in less than 2 weeks. Dog, I'm excited. Hey, I got my money ready. I have my money ready. Unfortunately, I was not able to go to any of the pop-ups that they had. They had one in Tampa. They had one in South Carolina. I think they had one in Las Vegas, I think. But I wasn't able to go to any of those. I don't have the shoe just yet, but I am looking forward to picking it up. I'm looking forward to picking up that shoe. I'm excited about it. I've seen them come out with some more colorways, which I think is great. So I won't have to get that pink shoe. But I'm excited to buy it though. I'm excited. I am very, very much excited to rock out with it. So anyway, we have gone on way too long.